Wynwood Island is a railway island, where the history expands from the past and into the present day, with many stories to tell. These are the stories of animals, friends, and families, and steam diesel and electric locomotives who were conserved under the almighty which was Sealining Railway. A time of innovation, motivation, and change. For friends, family, animals, and their adventures, and steam diesel electrics and their services. These are the stories of locomotives and their crews who work hard, who bring friendships by helping, lending a hand, and simply cheering them up, while keeping their spirits high from their adventures. These are the adventures of the Sealining Railway. Episode 12. Ricardo comes to breakfast. One thing about process of the passenger trains of the Sealining Railway is the suburban services. These were pulled by two E2s. One is Diego and other is Ricardo. These two E2s work together to pull the suburban services all around the Sealining Railway system. Although Ricardo was being boastful to the other engines, he was being pleased as an engine, but that was soon to change. On a glorious fine evening at Cat City Station, Ricardo was picking up passengers. "You know just where to stop, Ricardo. You can almost manage him without me." Ricardo chuckled. He didn't realize that his driver was joking. At Cat City Sheds, Ricardo was bursting to Nicholas and Diego.
While being a real useful suburban engine to the others without managing, it was a stupidity.
Yeah, my driver could not manage one time on purpose.
Really? I'll be an important engine on the line. Just you wait and see, because I, Ricardo, can always...
Give me a break. Why he just keep talking?
Yeah, will that talk ever stop? It is annoying.
Early the next morning, on a very cold light of dawn, and the sun was already just rising. In everything around in Cat City, everything is all doing as usual. And at the station, not a single engine had come here. Only 3 of them. The firelighter came to start the engine's fires. Ricardo was surfing happily as the warmth spread through his fire. Nicholas and Diego were still asleep, but except for Ricardo, he was thinking for a big trip. Suddenly, Ricardo had remembered what his driver had said yesterday. "Silly stick in the muds. Driver says that I'm native now. I'll just go out and then I'll stop and wheesh to do my whistle." Ricardo didn't notice that he was only moving because the cleaner had accidentally fiddled with the controls. He was rolling along. He was suddenly going out of the way and was still go out the sheds. He tried to whistle, but he couldn't. And he tried to stop, but he couldn't. He just kept rolling along. He approaches the buffers. He doesn't stop in time. Ricardo crashes through a buffers. Then he approaches the buffers. Ricardo shuts his eyes tightly as he crashes into a wall. Then Ricardo goes downhill and into the road of Cat City and into a town. Don't know what will happen next. There was Granny Pina's house. Granny Pina was serving noodles to the Buffy cat.
You need some of Granny Pina's special noodles.
Oh my god! And he shut his eyes. The house rocked, broken glass tingled, plaster was everywhere. Ricardo had collected a bush on his front. He couldn't speak. The Buffy cats are furious, and Granny Pina picked up the bowl. You miserable engine! Look what you've done to my breakfast! And the noodles for my kiddies are all ruined! I'm gonna make some more. She banged the door. More plaster fallen. This time it fell on Ricardo. Ricardo was very embarrassed. Lampo, Milady, Pilu, and Meatball are staring angrily at Ricardo what he have done. Workmen put out some rails. Then came the two engines. Vic and Max, the two LNER A3s, backstands towards Ricardo.
Don't worry, Ricardo. We'll get you back on the rails.
Yeah, we're gonna put you back on the rails in no time. And so, the two LNER A3s pull Ricardo back into his side. And now was a dirty mess up and dirty Ricardo. It's offensing that the bush and the broken window frame was still in his front, which is badly twisted. Granny Pina, even the Buffy cats were horrified and furious. What was next to come? Crashing into a house for being careless? Thankfully that did not happen. Soon Vic and Max put Ricardo back onto the rails. And now Ricardo was in disgrace. There was even more worse to come. You've been a very disobedient engine, Ricardo. We're gonna send you to the works. It will take a very long time. Meanwhile, Danielle, the Brazilian engine, will take your place while you're gone. Yes, female engines will be ready to do so. Into breakfast.
Well, Ricardo, I think you learned your lesson today.
All Nicholas can do is laugh. Sir Daniel replaces Ricardo for the time being. Sir Diego has still continuing with his suburban services with Danielle. Just for the time being.
Well, it looks like Ricardo has already come to breakfast, right?
Yes, Danielle, I think so.
I'm sure that he will be right back soon.
Yeah, I believe so. But since Ricardo causes so much trouble, I'm still thinking about learning his lesson.
Yep, he sure did, but we don't have to crash into the house ourselves like Thomas.
Oh, Danielle.
And so the 2 engines left. Of all being so boastful engines, does not mean has to be in responsibility, but being responsibility is need not to be themselves bossy or be arrogant. It would not be in the end crashing themselves into the houses or becoming themselves for breakfast.